Hello, Red Case listeners. Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the dark truths hidden behind everyday lives. Today's story is one of the most chilling family murder cases in Canada, a case that shook an entire nation not just because of what happened, but why it happened. This is the tragic tale of the Zaman family, a story of ambition, pressure, secrets, and a terrifying unraveling that no one saw coming. What drives a child, raised in a hard-working immigrant family, to destroy everything their parents built? Let's begin. Our story starts in the 1980s. A young married couple from Bangladesh, Menhaz Zaman and Momtaz Begum, made a bold decision. They left their homeland, escaping political chaos, in search of a better life. They moved to Canada, hoping for peace, opportunity, and a fresh start. It wasn't easy. Menhaz started working long hours as a taxi driver in the city of Scarborough, Ontario. Momtaz stayed home, caring for their modest apartment and supporting her husband's relentless grind. But slowly, their hard work paid off. In 1996, they welcomed their first child, a baby boy named Menhaz Zaman. 2 years later, they were blessed again with a daughter, Melissa Zaman. The little family was complete, and from that moment on, everything they did was for their children. As the years went on, Menhaz continued to hustle. He became a model employee, known for his discipline and dedication. Eventually, he managed to buy not just one, but 2 houses in Scarborough, and even a condominium in Danforth. It was an incredible accomplishment for someone who had arrived in Canada with nothing. But Menhaz didn't stop driving. He didn't want to quit the job that had given his family everything. So, Momtaz took charge of the properties. She started managing them, turning them into a side business, renting them out for extra income. At first, it was manageable, but juggling the business while raising 2 young kids proved overwhelming. That's when Momtaz had an idea: bring her mother from Bangladesh to help, and she did. Soon, their home became a lively household of 5, with a devoted grandmother helping raise little Menhaz and Melissa. As the property business grew, so did their success. They even bought another house, this time in Conta, Ontario, near the capital city. For a once struggling couple from Bangladesh, it was a dream come true. And with that dream came a deep sense of expectation. Menhaz and Momtaz instilled their work ethic into their children. They told them, "We were once poor. Everything we have now is because of hard work. You must study harder than we did. You must succeed more than we ever could." It was constant, relentless, especially for Menhaz. He was the older son, quiet, obedient, and smart. He followed every rule, earned top grades, and never argued. He became the golden child, the one who could do no wrong. Melissa was different. From an early age, Melissa pushed back. She didn't enjoy studying. She talked back, she questioned everything, and she wasn't as academically strong as her brother. Her parents noticed, and unfortunately, they let it show. "Why can't you be more like your brother? Look at Menhaz, he always listens. He works hard. You're lazy." These comparisons stung. The more they pushed Melissa, the more she pulled away. Eventually, she rebelled. She stopped attending school. She started smoking, using drugs, and staying out late. She had boyfriends, came home at odd hours, and argued constantly with her father. One day, it exploded, a massive fight, harsh words, and just like that, Melissa ran away from home. With Melissa gone, the family's hopes now rested entirely on Menhaz. Menhaz turned to him and said, "You're all we have now. Don't let us down." And Menhaz didn't. He stayed silent, obedient, focused. Eventually, he graduated from high school and got into York University, one of Canada's top universities, studying engineering. They were so proud, they even threw a party. Momtaz and Menhaz told everyone, neighbors, friends, even family overseas, "Our son made it. Our son got into York." Even Melissa heard about it, still away from home. Something inside her stirred. She missed her family, she missed her brother, so she returned home, quietly, and unsure if she'd be welcomed. But to her surprise, she was embraced. Her parents cried, her grandmother smiled, even Menhaz welcomed her. That warmth melted Melissa's resentment. She apologized for her past, and her parents forgave her. From that moment on, she was determined to change, to become like her brother, to make her family proud. She studied hard, she worked through her issues, and in less than a year, Melissa was accepted into York University too, this time in the neuroscience program. It was a miracle. The troubled daughter had turned her life around. Both kids were now in prestigious programs at one of Canada's best schools. Monirus and Momotas were ecstatic. They had done it. All their sacrifices had paid off. But sadly, this proud moment was the last time the Zaman family would ever feel true happiness, because something was wrong, very wrong. On the night of July 29, 2019, an emergency call came into the Ontario Police Department. A man on the phone sounded frantic. He said, "Please check my friend's house. His name is Menhaz Zaman. He lives at 106 Castlemore Avenue. You need to go now." The officer asked, "Who is this?" The caller responded, "I'm a friend from an online community. We met on Discord. He's been acting very strange lately." Then came the shock. At first, everyone thought it was a sick joke, but then more pictures appeared in the Discord chat, and then a chilling final message: "I've killed all my family members. I'll probably be arrested. I hope you remember the good times. I'll miss you." That was the moment. His friend knew it wasn't a joke anymore. He traced Menhaz's IP address, found his real home, and immediately reported it to police. When police arrived at the Zaman home after receiving that chilling call from a Discord friend, they were met with silence. No one answered the door, but inside was death. So the officers broke the door open, and what they found inside was horrifying. Lying in the living room was a male body, cold, lifeless. It was Moniru Zaman, the father. Nearby, sprawled across the floor in a pool of blood, was Melissa, the younger sister. Her injuries were brutal, and her life had been violently taken. The officers pushed further into the house. Upstairs, in the bedrooms, they found two more bodies. One was an elderly woman, the children's grandmother. The other was Momota's Begum, the mother. Both had suffered fatal blows to the head, struck down by a sharp, heavy object. For family members, all murdered in cold blood, inside the very house they had worked their entire lives to build. But then came a discovery that changed everything. One person was still alive. The police found Menhaz Zaman, the son, hiding in his bedroom. The boy they had once called gifted, disciplined, obedient, but now they saw something else in his eyes. Suspicion turned quickly to certainty. He fit the profile described in the Discord tip-off, and when confronted, Menhaz didn't resist. He was arrested on the spot and taken in for interrogation. What came next would leave even the most hardened detectives speechless. Inside the interrogation room, Menhaz confessed, but what he revealed wasn't just a murder story. It was a slow-burn tragedy, decades in the making. Menhaz began by telling police about the intense pressure he felt growing up, the constant expectations, the silent comparisons, the need to be perfect. Unlike his sister, who pushed back, he never argued. He kept everything inside. That silence became a prison, and one day, he looked for an escape, in the form of an online role-playing game. At first, it was just a distraction, but slowly, it became his obsession. From morning to night, Menhaz stayed in his room, gaming endlessly. He ignored classes, he lied to his parents, he let his grades fall apart. He had enrolled at Seneca College, a far cry from the prestigious York University his parents believed he attended. Worse, he was failing, and on the verge of being expelled. For entire years, Menhaz lived a double life. To his family, he was the perfect son at York University. To his online gaming friends on Discord, he was someone else entirely, sarcastic, funny, even cool. But Menhaz didn't just lie about school. He started confessing other things to his online community. He claimed he had left Islam and no longer believed in God. He mocked the very culture and faith his parents had raised him in. These confessions, shocking as they were hidden from his real-world life. But the more he embraced his fake persona online, the more he felt trapped in reality, until one day, the wall started closing in. His parents asked him, "Son, when is your graduation?" It was a simple question, but it hit like a hammer. In a panic, Menhaz made up a date, July 28, 2019. They believed him. They smiled. They were so proud. They told everyone. They prepared to attend his graduation, they looked forward to the happiest day of their lives. But for Menhaz, it was the beginning of the end. He knew his secret was about to unravel, and he chose the unthinkable to keep it buried. On July 27th, one day before the supposed graduation, Menhaz made his move. That morning, everything seemed normal. His father left for work. His mother went out to manage their properties. His sister, Melissa, went to her part-time job at a supermarket. Only one person remained in the house, his grandmother, resting in her room upstairs. That afternoon, Momotaz came home early, and as she entered her room to rest, Menhaz followed her upstairs. He carried a crowbar, and without warning, he struck his mother repeatedly in the head. She collapsed, blood soaking into the floorboards. Then, with chilling calm, he took a box cutter and slit her throat. She was gone. He then walked into his grandmother's room. She was asleep. He raised the crowbar again and ended her life in a single, brutal swing. Menhaz then waited, calmly. He took out his phone and sent photos of the bodies to his Discord friends. He wrote, "So far, I've killed my mother and grandmother. I'm waiting for my sister. 5 minutes. Then, in about an hour, my father." It sounded like a joke, but it wasn't. That evening, Melissa returned home. She barely stepped inside before Menhaz attacked, bludgeoning her with the crowbar. His own sister, who had once rebelled, then returned to rebuild their bond, lay lifeless on the floor. Then, finally, his father came home, and he too was murdered, without hesitation, for members of the Zaman family, wiped out in a matter of hours, by the very boy they had raised, the boy they had built their dreams around. After the massacre, Menhaz took photos of each victim. He posted them to Discord. No censorship, no remorse. "I've killed all my family members. I'll probably be arrested. I hope you remember the good times. I'll miss you." One of his friends, horrified, called the police, and that's how this horrific case came to light. In court, Menhaz was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, premeditated, cold-blooded, meticulously planned. He showed little emotion. His defense didn't argue against the facts. The evidence was overwhelming. Menhaz Zaman was sentenced to life in prison, with no chance of parole for 25 years. He will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. This case sent shockwaves through Canada. How could someone so seemingly obedient, so full of potential, turn into a killer? Was it the pressure of tiger parenting? Was it mental health, left unspoken, untreated? Was it the lure of fantasy over reality, fueled by gaming addiction and anonymous personas? Or was it something darker? Whatever the cause, one thing is certain: the Zaman family didn't deserve this, and no amount of pressure or lies ever justifies the destruction of a family. If you're a parent watching this, may this case be a reminder that love, support, and communication matter more than prestige. And if you're someone who's struggling under the weight of expectations, speak out, tell someone. You are never truly alone. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay aware. This is Red Case, signing off.